Hey everyone, good morning. It's Jen from Pretty Little Garden. Join me today as I begin my fall cleanup. I'm just getting started. I haven't really done much at all around my house and time is ticking and I know I have to get moving. So I'm going to start in my front yard today. I think I'm just going to start easy. I'm going to trim down some daylilies. That's easy enough. I'm going to go over to the south side garden bed and take a look. That's a garden bed that I neglect a lot of the time and I would like to improve it. I just haven't done it yet. But it is definitely a garden bed that I would like to see improve over this next garden season. I have some Pinky Winky Prime hydrangeas and there's a chance I could pop those in the ground there. I'm just not exactly sure if I want them in that spot or not, but we'll take a look at that together. And I'll start to look at the pots on my front porch and see if there's anything that I can clean up. And we'll just get started. It's a beautiful day. It looks like the sun is coming out. It is chilly. You see I've got a scarf on. I've got my hat on here. It's probably maybe about 49 or 50 degrees. Not sure what the high is going to be today. It's in the morning time. It's around 9 a.m. I think I'm just going to dedicate a couple of hours to my fall cleanup, and I'd love for you to join me. This is what the front is looking like currently. You can see I need to cut down my daylilies here. I'm going to start with that task. I did cut my nepeta. It was kind of late summer, so they're looking pretty good right now. I think I might take down the gomphrena and the petunias. I'll have to see how I feel about that. Looks like my sunflowers have said goodbye. The foliage is still looking pretty good. The violas are doing okay. These begonias are still going strong. My mom here, they did get zapped by a couple of light frosts, so, we'll leave them up for a little bit longer. I do want to just trim off the dead on that Gerber daisy. That's still hanging on. Look at this beautiful grass. I really have loved this grass this year. Got my little lawn and leaf bag there. And look at those begonias are doing beautifully because they're protected under my covered front porch here. They're looking gorgeous. I think I did mention in my last video, we did get a brief but intense hail and windstorm the other day, and it kind of knocked this pot around, so it's looking a little bit rough. I might come and just clean that up a little bit. And I did want to show you this other garden bed. Let's take a walk over and I'll show you. This is a garden bed that it's on the south side of my driveway. It's pretty much full sun. My geranium Roseanne still putting out blooms. It's amazing how once they start blooming in the summertime, they just keep going all through the summer and into the fall. I might leave those for a little bit longer just because they also have some nice fall color that's developing. You can see the other one here. I may want to take this Weigela out. It just has not been looking good the past few years. Here's my Pinky Winky Prime. Not looking good. It's been in this pot. I hope it's still alive. Oh yeah, it's still alive. These need to be planted ASAP. I might take this out and put the Pinky Winky Prime in its place. Same thing on the other side here. This one's looking a little bit better. This Pinky Winky Prime. These get huge, and I think they'd be beautiful in this bed. So let's see how far I get. We'll get started. I wanted to make the most of, the nice weather, because it has been so miserable here. It's been rainy and cold, and I'm kind of glad we got so much rain though this week, because I do have several things left to plant. And before that, we hadn't gotten much rain at all, like I had mentioned. So the ground, at least from the rain, will be a little bit softer. This daylily still needs to be divided desperately, but I just haven't had the motivation to do so yet. So another year it will stay, and it'll be just fine. But you can tell that it needs to be divided because it starts to create a blank space in the middle, and it just kind of starts to grow in like a wreath form. That's how you know it desperately needs to be divided. Okay, everything is trimmed up here in terms of the daylilies. I'm filling up my lawn and leaf bag here. Let's see what else we can get into. Okay, I think I am going to take that Wine and Roses Weigela out. You can see it's kind of dead towards the back end, and it never really looked good this year. I haven't pruned it, I don't think, in a couple of years, because I know it blooms on old wood, but it's just not serving me anymore in this garden space. So I think my first step, so you can see it's all dead in there, it never really filled out. I'm going to remove those first. And I'm just realizing my parents have my shovel. My parents have my shovel from when I was over there the other day. And it's my fault I didn't take it home. I hope this isn't hard to dig out. So I'm going to be using a different shovel. Oh gosh. I can't even dig down into the ground. Oh my gosh, the roots are insane. That's going to be a beast. Wow, for all that it's rained. The thing of it is I wanted to remove this, and I wanted to slide the Pinky Winky Prime and maybe plant it like in the middle between the rock and the tree here. Let me think on this for a minute. Okay, so what I decided to do is I started chopping the Weigela down with loppers. You can see some of the plant is alive, and then other parts of it are just, completely dead here. So you can see this whole backside is dead. So I'm going to just take the top off and then see if I can dig this sucker out. I don't know. It's really rooted in. I'm not sure if Weigelas, I'll have to look this up, if they're just heavily rooted in or if I'm just catching roots from my Colorado blue spruce. And if so, that's going to be a beast, because I wanted to dig a hole for my Pinky Winky Prime. I'll keep on working though. Okay, that is working. I've just about gotten it out, guys. I'm just about there. I got it out. I got it out. Whew. Look at that sucker. Whew. I'm going to drop it right at the lawn and leaf bag here. Woo! Actually, that might be a little too heavy. Let me get another bag. Hey guys, it's a brand new day and I'm still out here doing fall cleanup. So why don't you join me as I put those pinky winky primes in the ground. So here we are in the front garden bed, the south garden bed by my driveway. And it just so happened that my neighbor was cutting his lawn, Doug was cutting our lawn, so it was literally impossible to record my voice. So I'm just showing you the garden bed here, and I did remove both of those both of the wine and roses weigela yesterday. And on this day, which was the following day, I am just kind of looking at where I'd like to place the Pinky Winky Prime hydrangeas. I think I am going to separate that grass that's right there and just kind of even out those grasses a little bit. The Pinky Winky Prime is a beautiful hydrangea. It's a very large panicle hydrangea. It gets 6 to 9 feet tall and wide. It prefers a full sun condition. So I think this garden bed is going to be perfect. And I really think it will add to this garden bed. I've been wanting to improve this garden bed for quite a long time. So, yeah, so I'm excited. So let's get these Pinky Winky Primes in the ground. So I dug an appropriate sized hole and I made sure to add some biotone to the bottom of my planting hole, and I snugged those Pinky Winky Primes in, and I'm looking forward to seeing them bloom. Next up, I'm also planting the double play doozy spirea. I have 3 of those that I purchased over the summer from a clearance liquidation sale that a nursery was having nearby. This is the double play doozy, and it's supposed to offer continuous blooming all season. I don't think it goes to seed at all, so it just continually blooms. So I also planted 3 of these in this front garden bed. Hey guys, it's another day and I'm still doing fall cleanup. Life just gets busy, and I find myself just finding little pockets in my day every day that I can get out here and just continually do the fall cleanup. So what started out a couple of videos ago as, hey, let's do fall cleanup, turned into just several days of fitting it in when I can. My gardening is not always completely organized and pretty, and that's just the reality of it. And I'm still happy to share with you, tell you what I'm doing, and bring you along. And hopefully, it's motivating and encouraging to you and entertaining. If you learn something along the way, I'm just so pleased. I've learned quite a bit over the last 2 years just being on YouTube, and I know I have so much to learn. As I move forward with gardening and with YouTube. We're going to get rain later in the week, so I know that I have to take advantage of the beginning of the week here in my zone 6B. I'm in Western New York, and we did have our first pretty hard frost last night. And my coleus, guys, the coleus finally kicked the bucket. I'll show you in a minute. We have had, I think, a couple of light frosts, but last night was a pretty hard frost. I can see my zinnias are zapped over there. I did harvest most of the tomatoes, that I could, but those are pretty much done. So yeah, now is the time to just really start buttoning things up. That's what I'm going to be working on every day over the next month, really, and hopefully just get things buttoned up just the way I like them and get ready to rest for the winter season. This is the reality of my coleus right now, guys. We had that hard frost, and you can see what the frost does. It just completely zaps the coleus. This one here was kind of tucked in between, sandwiched between these two, so it didn't quite die off just yet. But yeah, it's the reality of this time of year, kind of makes you sad. But that's just what happens. Here you can see the center part is looking pretty good, but boom, it's been it's been zapped. This one over here looks pretty decent. It was up against the house, probably got some heat from that. And yeah, this one here is pretty done as well. I did put my lemon cypress in the corner here again. I didn't cover it last night because I kind of thought, okay, it's kind of tucked in here. I think this kind of protected it as well, but I am going to bring this into the garage, and I think I'll leave it in the garage for a little while before I bring it in the house for the winter. All right, I'm just got that tucked in the garage for now. This is our old couch here. We just got some new couches. So Salvation Army is actually coming to pick up my old couch within the next week. So that's what that is. But here is my lemon cypress. That's where it will stay for a little while until I want to bring it in the house. This is the garden bed that I was working on last night. It's on the south side of my house. And I'll just talk you over what I did. I planted 3 double play candy corn spirea. You can see, isn't that beautiful color? And that'll change with each season, which is really nice. I put one back there, you can see. And I also have one on the far end right there. I also took out the Wine and Roses weigelas the other day. They were no longer serving me in my garden, so I removed them. There was one here, and there was also one down here, right there. So I removed those, and I added the Pinky Winky Prime, which looks like nothing right now, but believe me, it will look big and beautiful. It gets 6 to 9 feet tall and wide, so as it grows, I might have to adjust again. You know, the nice thing about these here, this is the Roseanne geranium, perennial geranium, is that they can just sort of mingle easily with other things. You know, it can kind of mingle throughout the hydrangea figure. And this mystery grass, which I still really don't know the kind of grass this is, but it just kind of appeared in my garden one day. I'm realizing that it does spread quite quickly. Like this little clump has grown into a big, huge clump. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on it. I did divide it and I added another little clump over there because I do like these little plumes that come up. I think they're really, really pretty in the fall season. You can see the really pretty color on this other double play candy corn. A little bit different than the other one, but the same variety. And here is the other Pinky Winky Prime. Looking like death actually right now, but you can see it is alive. If I scratch it, you can see that red color. I planted it up nice with some biotone and got it all snugged in for the winter. So yeah, I'm going to continue on in the front. I think this bed is okay for now. I'm going to prune down those geraniums later. I still am enjoying them very much. And I'll show you what I'm going to do next. All right, I'm going to clean up this container. This was my summer container. It got pretty big. I did love this Senorita Rosalita Cleomia hybrid. It was absolutely gorgeous, but it's time to take it down, as you can see, and just put these pots away for the winter time. But I do have some icicles. That's still looking decent. I have a lantana in there, pink bandana lantana, and some vinca vine. And I think I am just going to take everything down. I don't think I'm going to save anything or try to overwinter or plant out that vinca vine. I have so much and it's so inexpensive that I'm really going to make it easy for myself and just take everything down in this pot. And I have one more right around the corner. Right here. We're going to take this one down as well and just remove everything and get those pots put away. Let's see if it'll cut down easily. I just kind of brought my scissors out, but I might need my loppers. How funny is that? Because those are pretty strong. Let's just pull out the icicles right now. think I'm just going to go get my loppers. I think that might help me. It's kind of amazing how strong just an annual plant can get, the stems. I really do like these loppers. Ooh. I love the sound it makes. Oop. Okay. Smells pretty good. Okay, I managed to get these 2 pots disassembled. Filled up a whole bag here, and I'm going to leave this soil as is. I tried to get as many roots out as I could, and I'm going to store these away for the winter, and probably in the spring or summer, if I use them again, I'll just top them off with either a little bit of compost or new potting mix, and maybe add in some biotone, something like that, to refresh the soil. But I'll use this old soil again. I just wanted to show you the state of our celebration maple tree. You can see it's dropping a lot of leaves. Let me just come around here. Isn't it beautiful though? I love when you have kind of a windy day and it starts raining leaves. Although I do wish that the leaves would stay on the tree at least a month longer. You know, the peak of fall happens so very quickly, and if you're not paying attention, you miss it. Let's go look at what's happening on my front porch. We had a very hard frost, and as you can see, my bada boom begonias that were exposed, they started crying, it looks like. They started dripping, and they're ready to be pulled out. The mum I will leave up probably until as long as I can. Even if they turn brown, sometimes I just leave them up. That pot's still looking beautiful. I'm probably going to leave that through Thanksgiving. You can see the mum, that one's a little bit more brown, and this bada boom begonia, like I said, it's crying. It's upset. So we're going to take those apart. And then also, I think I told you before, this container kind of got zapped. It's fallen over a few times with, you know, the recent hail storm and windstorm that we had. But you can see that frost just really got to that coleus. So I'm just going to clean that up a little bit. I might just take out the coleus, trim things up a little bit, and maybe just leave that grass in for Thanksgiving and then take it down after that. But everything on the porch is looking beautiful, protected here. Isn't that nice? So I can keep these for as long as I can. So it's nice that it's protected. It's not going to get hit by a frost unless some snow blows in. But yeah, the shelf's looking really pretty right now. So we'll enjoy that for as long as we can. Okay, so my microphone was not working for this clip, so I'm just doing a quick voiceover. I got these pots all situated and ready to be put away. I am going to bring this geranium into my garage, possibly to overwinter in a paper bag. It did not work for me last year, so we're going to give it a try. Give it a try again, I think. And I don't think this has gotten zapped yet because it's sort of snugged in between and up against the house there. And this Gerbera daisy, I'm just going to let that go until it gets zapped. Really loved these grasses this year. This is the Proven Winners Graceful Grasses Skyrocket, and it really was a grass that just skyrocketed. I love how it looked, and we will leave those in, until Thanksgiving. Probably take them down right after Thanksgiving. But yeah, that was the Graceful Grasses Skyrocket. And just below that, there's a heuchera in there with some vincavine, and I think I have a calibrachoa in there as well. Yes, I believe that is a calibrachoa in this pot, and everything in these containers are looking really nice right now. So like I said, we're going to keep these here, probably take them down right after Thanksgiving. And then the other thing that I addressed is this pot on the front porch that got really kind of knocked around by the hailstorm and windstorm that we got recently. So I, just kind of went in and gave it a little bit of a trim, and I cut out the coleus, and we'll probably keep this here too, just because, those grasses, they just add such a beautiful touch to your fall garden. When it gets breezy out and they start to sway in the wind, it really is a beautiful look. So we will leave that pot as well. And the last thing I'm going to address here is my front window box. So let's go and take a look at that together. Here's my window box that was put in, I think, in early June. Honestly, the gomphrena and the petunias aren't looking that bad because they're snugged in between the two dwarf Alberta spruce. Normally they would be totally toast by now. I think I'm going to leave this window box just for some interest for the next month. If it starts to look really bad, I can pull it out, but if you can see, it's not looking that bad. Isn't that beautiful? And the only thing I did was take out the pansies and the violas, and I popped some mums in. But everything else is really looking nice. The osteospermum comes back this time of year. You can see. And this is the fireworks grass from Proven Winners. That's kind of really taking off and looking beautiful. And looks like my mum over here kind of got zapped. But I'm going to leave that in. And again, there's that osteospermum. That's a blue-eyed beauty. All right, so I'm leaving that as is. And you can see I added some pumpkins just to the ledge here. I thought that looked really pretty. All right, I think I'm going to clean up and call it a day. Thanks for joining me today in my garden. I will definitely be back very soon. There's still a lot of fall cleanup that has to happen. There's still some things that I have to, clean up in the front yard here, and I haven't even touched the backyard. So I will be back and showing you how I clean up my backyard. And I still have a lot of perennials in pots. I have some hydrangeas. I have a couple of American pillar arborvitae that I need to get in the ground. So I will be busy in my garden for the next foreseeable future, and I'll definitely be taking you along with me. So I hope you are all having a wonderful day, enjoying your gardens, and I just want to thank you for coming along with me, joining in, commenting, and subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate the support, and I look forward to seeing you next time in my garden. Have a great day.